All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makakwadash. Double honor to the elders and our apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with the 144,000. Yahawah, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. Bahasham is in the name. Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakakwadash shares the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalamia with the GMS Chicago branch out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. I'm gonna just entitle this lesson, just going into a few thoughts, because here in Great Millstone, Chicago, we just recently had a disciples meeting, talking to a few brothers, and things of that nature. But, just thinking about it, a few things to take away, from that meeting. I was just in deep thought about it, far as, being fervent in the spirit, far as, putting your best foot forward, far as, giving your best, for Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, despite going through hell, despite going through trials and tribulations, still putting your best foot forward for the Lord, despite, the things that you're going through, ultimately being fervent for Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, you know, telling brothers to be diligent, telling brothers not to be lukewarm, to be on fire for this thing, because this thing is deadly serious. This is life or death, But I'm gonna start right here. This is the book of Second Peter 1:10. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, to give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if you do these things, ye shall never fall. Right. Give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Wanting to do your videos, nobody should have to tell you, you have to do your videos, the precept of the days is just a big staple, here in GMS Chicago, your precept of the days, making sure you're getting caught up on your precepts, not being 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks behind, things of that nature, being, ultimately being on point for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, being on fire, being diligent, being consistent. So I'm going to read that again. This is the book of 2 Peter 1:10. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall, right? Because ultimately, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi gave us the blueprint, how to be diligent, to basically, if you do these things, you should never fall. If you just follow the blueprint that was all, that was made, not to go, some other way or things of that nature, but just to follow the blueprint that Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, created. If you do that, you're not going to fall, Let's go into that word diligent. This is G4704. Spudazo. It says to hasten, make haste to exert oneself, and endeavor, give diligence. And if you go down a little bit more, it says diligence, be diligent, give diligence, be forward, labor, study. And what that means also, it's a few things that I even have to work on. We all have things that we need to work on. Basically, even beyond, even to be even more on fire, basically, for Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Because the scriptures say, we can never go far enough, It's always, a step above we can go, For Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, we can never go far enough. But let's continue. Let's go back. Because there's another thing that was said, you have to work out your own salvation. The next brother can't save you. The next brother can't constantly get on your ass to make your videos, to make sure you're doing your PODs. This is something that you want to do. It can't, you can't come to the point where you're moaning and groaning because you have to do, what's required of you. Let's get this. I believe it's in, let's see. I believe it's in Philippians. Bear with me for a second. Philippians 3. Let's see. Lord willing, I can find it. Yep. Philippians 2:12. It says, wherefore my beloved, as she have already, Salakia, wherefore my beloved, as she have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Right. You know, even when the camera turns off, when you're, done doing your duties, on the line, on the highways and byways, it continues when the camera is off. Are you continuing to do the things, that's required of you, when the camera is not on, you know, when the brother is not around you, are you doing your videos, in a timely fashion? Are you doing your precept of the days in a timely fashion, you know? And also when you do those things that, it basically shows that what you feel the Lord. Because when another man has to tell you to basically take care of your responsibilities, to take care of your duties, it shows that you don't fear the Lord, you know? Because a person that fears the Lord will, automatically do these things. They will automatically what? You know, do what's required of them. They're going to put their best foot forward. It says, but not, Salakia, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Or work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know, you have to, the next man basically can't save you. You have to put in the works for yourself. Because your works is going to count for you. The next man's works is not going to cover you. So you have to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know, and that's another thing. The lack of motivation. Especially us being so close to the end. We've been seeing what a lot of a lack of motivation. When it comes to these things, and ultimately, what as the brother, the elder brother said, this only your salvation. Because we really got only one chance to get this right. Because what this is the last captivity and the last suffering and afflictions that us as a nation is going to go through as a whole. you know but what we put our best foot forward, that Lord willing we may be delivered. Let's get this. This is the book of Revelations 3 and 15. Because even I was cut on a few things, far as reading, far as going into words and different things of that nature. you know Even strive for me, lit a fire, a flame in me to to start even doing these things even more. you know you know this is the book of Revelations 3 and 15. It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. Right, so you can't you can't be in the middle. You either cold or you're going to be hot. You're either going to be down for the Lord or you're not. Simply put. you know It says, verse 16, it says, so then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Right, what is an example of being lukewarm? You going 2-3 weeks without doing the precept of the day. You showing up to camp whenever you want to show up to camp. you know it might be 5-6 weeks, nobody seen you or heard from you, then all of a sudden you come to camp, like nothing ever happened. you know um you don't have no videos constantly, uploading videos to your channel, things of that nature. That's an example of being lukewarm. you know you feel like you don't want to be there. You feeling like this is a hassle to do. That's an example of being lukewarm. you know that is an example of being lukewarm. But let's get this. And Elder Apostle Tahar always push that sentiment. You have to be on fire for this thing. The Lord wants somebody that's on fire for him when somebody is serving him. So with that being said, let's get this. This is the book of Romans 12 and 11. It says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. And that's another thing. Laziness is a demon also. Slothfulness is a demon also. You know, I suffer from it sometimes, but that's that thing. This is the fight. Us, overcoming the flesh. Ultimately, doing the things that's required of us. That sloth is a demon. That Satan comes down with. But we ultimately have to fight that off. Romans 12 and 11 says, not slothful in business. And what is our business? To do the works. To upload our lessons. To do the precept of the days. To show up to camp. To basically be on fire. It says, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Let's look up that word, fervent. G2204, ZO.
Strong's G2204. Zeo.
It says to boil with heat, be hot. It says use of water, mataf, use of boiling anger, love, zeal for what is good or bad, fervent in spirit said of zeal for what is good. Right. So basically being on hot for this truth, you know, man, you want to be excited to post that precept of the day. You want to be excited to get into this lesson, you know. And forgive me also, I'm a little bit under the weather, but and that's another thing, you know, like I mentioned in the lesson, you know, being under the weather, going through your trials and tribulation, you know, you still have to make a way to serve the Lord. And the Lord sees these things. And when the Lord sees these things that you're striving, that you're trying, because trying is a big thing in this too. The Lord sees that you're trying, like, man, you know, this, you know, even all of, you know, the shit that he's going through, he's trying. You know, he's trying to put his best foot forward for me. And the Lord is going to bless you, you know. And I have seen, you know, firsthand account, I have seen, you know, just putting your best foot forward, you know, it can do a lot for you. And the Lord sees that, you know, but ultimately us being hot, you know, for this truth, us being ready to make that lesson, you know, us being ready to post that precept of the day, you know, and doing it happily, you know, not, you know, doing this, you know, because somebody tell you to do it, you know, this is something that has to be built in you, you know. But I also wanted to get this too, because that's another thing. Let's actually go to this. This is the book of Second Esdras, because it's gonna arise things, you know, that's gonna happen in this truth, you know, because that's a lot of things we've seen. We've seen a lot of brothers get weak, you know, and things of that nature. But we're too close to the end, because Revelations, the 3rd chapter, says, you know, that no man take thy crown. You know, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You know, but let's get this. This is the book of Second Esdras 7-57, because ultimately we want those crowns. It's not going to be, you know, an easy walk, and we know that, you know. As Elder Apostle Gabar always say, you know, you have to understand what you're involved in, you know. This is not the Mickey Mouse Funhouse Club, as the brother said at the meeting. You know, this ain't a chicken eating contest. This ain't no, I'm finna chill with my brothers, eat some chicken all day, and kick my feet up. No, because here, you know, in GMS Chicago, you know, when I crossed the line 3-4 years ago, just a quick testimony. You know, the elder brother Murphy always say, even when I was, you know, across the line, this is going back maybe close to 4 years ago. He said, "What, man? This shit is real." You know, and you get the firsthand account of that when you cross the line and when you ultimately put your boots on the ground and when you come to serve the Lord. Sirach 2:1. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. But let me get this. This is the book of Second Esdras 7-57. It says, "Then answered he me and said, This is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight." Right, this is the condition of the battle. What is the condition of the battle? You're going to go through trials and tribulations. You're going to go through afflictions. This is a given. I quoted the Sirach 2:1. If you come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. You know? But even with all of that, you still have to serve the Lord. You still have to put up your lessons. You still have to, you know, put up your POD. You know, you still have to come to the line and teach the flock. Because at the end of the day, you know, as the scripture say, you know, we endure, you know, all things for the elect's sake. You know, this is a job at the end of the day. You know, what's that? Romans 12:1. You know, we present our bodies as a living sacrifice. You know, and these are the things, we have to do if we want salvation. You know, as the elder brother Mathathia said at the meeting, you know, this is only your salvation. You know, and at the end of the day, we want those crowns. So the message to the brothers, speaking to myself first and foremost, you know, continue to be hot for the Lord. Continue, you know, to do the things that's pleasing unto the Lord, because you're going to see those blessings, you know, flow in, you know. And ultimately, what's the number one thing that we want? We want salvation, you know. So don't, despite, you know, everything that you're going through, the trials and tribulations, you know, things of that nature, continue to do what you're, continue to do what you're continuing to do. Continue to put up those lessons. Go above and beyond. Put your best foot forward. Speaking to myself first and foremost, because that mean really even open up my eyes. You know, really, put the flame in me to even go harder. So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, SHAM, YAHAWASHI, SHAM, YAHAWASHI. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord, and I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.